First of all, I want to tell you guys this. I'm very, very proud of what you guys accomplished. Played your hind end off and won with a lot of class. If this doesn't get you guys something that this team would love to have, and that's just respect, but I tell you what, if we don't get that, fine. We've won an NFC championship for the second time in 3 years. I'll tell you what, we're going to come back here next week and doggone it and win it again, okay?
For the second week in a row, the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers meet, but this time in the playoffs. It may be cold outside, but it will be nice and warm in the Pontiac Silverdome. The Packers, of course, trying to figure out will number 20, the All-Pro Barry Sanders, be in the Detroit Lions lineup. Wayne Fontes has played a cat-and-mouse game all week long.
Barry Sanders was back indeed. After missing 5 games with a knee injury, number 20 quickly reminded the hometown faithful that the best running back in football plays for the Detroit Lions.
Far side, Barry gets the call, cuts it back to the right side. He's got running room. He's to the 40. He's to the 30.
All Barry did was set a team playoff rushing record with 169 yards as the Lions fired off 25 first downs and over 400 total yards.
Barry Sanders cuts it outside. Stiff arms to the 40. 45, 50, 45, 40. Barry 30. Barry 20. Holy mackerel. Barry Sanders makes it happen down to the throw, end zone, touchdown, one-handed catch by Brett Perriman. Holy mackerel. Yeah! Barry out of the game. Derek Moore in. Double tight end set. Moore blasts his way, and touchdown Lions. He busted a tackle.
After touchdowns by Brett Perriman and Derek Moore earned a 24-21 lead, it appeared that the Lions were about to advance to round 2 of the NFC playoffs. But with 55 seconds left, the Lions' season came to a sudden and unexpected end.
Sharp, and it's caught. Touchdown pass.
I think the thing we have to do is take another step forward and to make our goals much higher. Our goal was always to get in the playoffs. I think now that I think we're an established football team. I think we're a team right now. Our goal should be win the division and go on to the Super Bowl and win the doggone thing. Not just get there, but win it. I think we're in good shape. I think our football team, we're where we want to be at this time. We won the division. We came from behind, beat Green Bay, won the division, go in the playoffs. And our biggest thing is to try to keep our own players, keeping them happy, make sure they all understand we're playing for one thing only, and that's the Super Bowl, and get that big ring on your finger.
The Detroit Lions' 60th anniversary season was a clear reflection of the team's storied history. Included was a division championship, earned with gut-wrenching come-from-behind wins, yet marred by heartbreaking losses. For the first time in nearly 40 years, the Lions won division titles 2 out of 3 seasons and spent the entire season going wire to wire in first place. The foundation for the 1994 season is solidly in place. Together, management and coaches have demonstrated a commitment to winning that will pay off throughout the 1990s. And what the Lions proved again in 1993 was they have the look of a winner and the character of a champion. Opening day, 1993. The first opportunity to prove that the injury-riddled 1992 season was not an accurate measure of this team's character and resolve. An attacking Detroit defense set the tone, turning in 6 sacks and forcing 4 Atlanta turnovers. And Barry Sanders began the year with a lofty goal, to become only the 3rd running back ever to run for 1,000 yards in each of his first 5 seasons.
To the 10 to the 5, touchdown Lions, Barry Sanders.
The Lions raced to a 24-0 lead and never looked back. The vastly improved Detroit defense held the Falcons to just 21 yards rushing and put 6 points on the board themselves.
Chris Miller looking to throw again. Over the middle, tip, intercepted. This will be a touchdown. Yes! Touchdown Lions.
Herman Moore's first touchdown of the year, plus 3 Jason Hansen field goals, led to the Lions' first opening day win in 5 years, 30-13. Next, the Lions traveled to New England to meet the new and improved Patriots. And just 11 seconds into the game, the Lions' special teams turned in the quickest score in team history.
It's a good foot into this one. Brown 2 yards deep coming out. A fumble. That ball popped out, picked up by the Lions' Willie Clay, and he scores. Touchdown, Lions.
But it wasn't until the overtime period that Jason Hansen delivered the knockout punch.
To try to win it in overtime for the Lions. The kick is up. The kick is good, and the Lions win it. And oh my, what a game. What a football game.
The Lions picked up their third win in September when Derek Moore turned in the team's longest run of the season, a 48-yarder against the Cardinals. Moore's second period touchdown run was the first by a Lions running back other than Barry Sanders since 1988.
Touchdown and goal inside the 10-yard line. Short drop right, looking left, fires end zone, touchdown!
Red Perriman's scoring catch was the difference in the 26-20 win that kept the Lions in first place in the NFC Central. Perriman is just one of 3 solid veteran wide receivers that enhance the Lions roster. Consistency and toughness have helped Perriman lead the Lions in receiving 2 of the last 3 years. His ability to come up big in big games was never more evident than when he set a team playoff record with 10 catches for 150 yards against the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, man! Brett Perriman has just been huge today.
The starter at the wide left X position for the 3rd straight year is number 86, Willie Green. After a slow start, Green came on to lead the team with a 16.5 yards per catch average. Green has caught 100 passes as a Lion, with many more to come. Green and Perriman provide the perfect complement for the Lions' next bona fide All-Pro, Herman Moore, number 84. At 6'3", 210 pounds, Moore is an imposing target. His strength, fluid movement, and amazing leaping ability allow him to adjust to the ball in flight. In just his 3rd NFL season, Moore has become one of the premier wide receivers in the game.
Open is Herman Moore, waits on it, up for it, and yes, touchdown!
In 1993, Moore added a career-high 61 catches and another 935 yards to his resume and led all Lions in touchdowns. After a 5th week bye, the Lions returned home and began a 4-game winning streak with a 30-10 thrashing of the Seattle Seahawks. Herman Moore contributed 8 catches for 98 yards and his first 2-touchdown day as a Lion. And the Detroit special teams were extra special after return specialist Mel Gray electrified the Silverdome crowd with a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. In 1993, Gray solidified his position in 2nd place on the NFL's all-time kickoff return list with 6,394 yards. And with just 528 more in 94, he's number 1. Looking for a 2nd straight win, the Lions went out and put an end to a decade-long West Coast losing streak.
It's Barry Sanders off the right to the 5, breaks a touchdown, Lions!
Barry Sanders' 59th career touchdown earned Detroit a 13-0 lead. But after the Rams came back to tie in the final period, the Lions were forced to drive for the winning score in the final seconds, and they did.
Holman caught at the 1-yard line. 18-yard field goal try by Jason Hansen to win the game here in Anaheim. Snap, kick, up, good! And the Lions, with 4 seconds to go, have a 16-13.
The Lions got a bit of a scare in L.A., but nothing like the one they got in Minnesota. A Fellini-esque football funhouse full of freaks welcomed the Lions to a Halloween night bash at the Metrodome.
And they fake the reverse again.
The Lions then enjoyed their first Halloween treat of the evening.
And is it a fumble? Yes! Willie Clay picks it up with a hop. 15-10, 5, touchdown Lions. They rule it a catch and a fumble.
And the Vikings are stunned.
They can't believe it. How about that?
What a huge break for the Lions.
After falling behind by 14 points in the final period, the Lions needed a few more huge breaks. But they didn't wait for the breaks to happen. They made them happen. Beginning with the 4th longest pass play in team history, 94 yards.
Wide open, Herman Moore at the 45. Far side 50. It's a foot race to the end zone. Herman Moore to the 20-15. 10-5, and see you later. Touchdown, Lions.
After Jason Hansen's third field goal of the game got the Lions to within 4, the comeback kids mounted their final drive of that hallowed eve.
Back, steps up. He's got a lot of room to run. Instead, he throws it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, there's a flag down. Holy mackerel.
How do you like that one?
Pass interference on the 1-yard line. First and goal.
High formation. It's Moore. Touchdown, Lions! Derek Moore up the left side. Holy mackerel.
Man, what a turnaround from 14 down. This Lion team has clawed their way back.
Never say die, baby.
And now, now's the next one. Great win. Great win. Make no mistakes about it. Damn, it done end here. It done end here. Let's get in the showers, just get dressed, and let's go home and kick some ass.
That somebody would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Lions tossed their first shutout in more than 10 years, crushing the Bucs 23-0. It was their 4th straight win and upped their record to 7-2, the best record in the NFC, and the team's best start since 1962. After injuries decimated the Lions' offensive front in 1992, the team spent millions to get it back online. The investment paid off handsomely when Barry Sanders became only the 3rd running back in NFL history to run for over 1,000 yards in each of his first 5 NFL seasons. In 1993, the beat went on.
The beat that will not be denied.
For 5 seasons, they've tried. But stopping Barry Sanders may well be the toughest job in pro football. Gale Sayers once said, "Just give me 18 inches of daylight, that's all I need." It would appear that Barry Sanders needs even less than that. The NFL's leading rusher after 10 games, number 20 suffered a knee injury on Thanksgiving Day that sidelined him for the remainder of the regular season.
The beat.
But despite missing 5 full games, Sanders still ran for 1,115 yards and was named the team's offensive MVP, an unprecedented 5th straight year.
The beat.
Barry Sanders, a rhapsody in blue and the pride of the Detroit Lions. Without the services of Barry Sanders and on the heels of a 3-game losing streak, the Lions traveled to Arizona and laid some heavy heat on the improving Cardinals. Taking over for Sanders, Derek Moore did double duty as a blocker when the Lions went airborne.
Blitz. Fires long. Far side. Caught. Touchdown. Pumps once. Throws as he's hit. Going for Willie Green. Got it. Touchdown line.
3 scoring passes put the Lions up by a touchdown. But with the game on the line in the closing minutes, Kelvin Pritchett and the Lions defense decided the outcome. From the 1-yard line, the Cardinals had 4 cracks at the goal line. Each time, they were turned away by a defense that showed remarkable improvement in 1993. Despite the early season loss of Pro Bowl safety Benny Blades, the Detroit defense improved dramatically, from the 26th ranked defense in the league to 6th. The best defense is a team defense, and the Lions displayed strength in numbers. The push begins up front with down lineman Robert Bourget, number 91, the team sack leader. Kelvin Pritchett, number 94, who came on strong late in the season. Dan Owens, number 90, with his best season yet. And end Mark Spindler, number 93, who doubled as nose tackle. Linebacker Pat Swilling, number 56, pass rusher extraordinaire, was named to the Pro Bowl for the 5th straight time, while George Jameson, number 58, Tracy Hayward, number 99, and Tracy Scroggins, number 59, all continue to improve. Chris Spielman continued to set the standard at inside linebacker when he led the Lions in tackles for the 6th straight season. The defensive backfield has been upgraded through both the draft and with free agent acquisitions. This will provide healthy competition for a youthful unit that features Ryan McNeil, William White, Willie Clay, and Harry Cohen. In late December, the defense and the rest of the Detroit Lions faced their stiffest challenge of the season. To clinch the NFC Central Division Championship and home field advantage in the playoffs, they had to win their final 2 games of the season, beginning at Soldier Field in Chicago. 2 Jason Hansen field goals and a Brett Perriman touchdown accounted for all the Lions scoring as they trailed by a point in the final period.
Touchdown, Lions!
Caught him in a blitz.
Then it was the youthful energy, character, and skill of 2 Michigan products who rose to the occasion. Second-year running back Eric Lynch, a third-string free agent out of Grand Valley State, started his first professional game and responded with 131 total yards and a game-high 7 catches. And with just over 3 minutes to play, the Lions looked to a rookie linebacker turned tight end from Michigan State, Ty Halleck.
Fake, looking, end zone, touchdown, Ty Halleck!
After the 20-14 comeback win, the Lions were prepared to face the Packers in a winner-take-all finale for the NFC Central Division Championship. On the final regular season Sunday, a sellout crowd arrived to see their Lions deliver a division title.
Welcome to the Pontiac Silverdome, where the Detroit Lions can clinch a Central Division title with a victory over the Green Bay Packers. The Lions control their own destiny. They have been in first place all season long, and by the time this game's over, they hope to remain there.
We win this one, we champs, all right? Champs on 3. 1, 2, 3, come on,
Running back Eric Lynch delivered with 115 tough yards on the ground. The defense delivered with half a dozen big plays.
7-0 Packers, Lions on the move. Lynch off the right side, breaks a tackle, touchdown Lions, Eric Lynch.
The special teams delivered when Mel Gray returned a kickoff 47 yards to start the second half.
20 hurdles to the 25. Bell fights down the sideline, 30, stays on his feet, 40, 50, 45. Bell stumbles, tackle at the
Gray's return set up a 53-yard field goal by Jason Hansen, whose 130 points led the entire NFC and surpassed the team record set by Doak Walker 42 years ago. Down by 4 points in the final period, the Lions showed their character and resolve by coming from behind to win for the 5th time in 1993. Still on the offensive, the Lions stretched their lead to 10 points.
Throw, fires out, tight end, Holman, touchdown Lions! Rodney Holman on the far side, wide open.
All further attempts by the Packers to get back in the game were thwarted by an aroused Lions defense.
Drops back to throw, in trouble, falls down, lets it go, intercepted!
the division.
The 30-20 win clinched the Lions' second division title in 3 years. Played out with the character of a champion.
Okay, appreciate the game ball. There's a guy in this room that stuck by it all, stuck by it hard, believed in the program. And I'm sure glad he did. Let's give this ball from you guys to Mr. Ford. All right.
I tell you what. I can't tell you how proud I am of every guy in this room. Coaching staff, players, everybody. This has just been a wonderful effort. You guys played your hearts out. I couldn't be more proud of you. This is for all of you. I'll accept it on your behalf. Thank you.
Owner William Clay Ford, Executive Vice President Chuck Schmidt, and head coach Wayne Fonts have not allowed recent success to soften their approach to the future. In the new age of free agency, no team has been more aggressive or creative when it comes to signing the players they need. The Lions got a head start on the rest of the NFL late last season by signing 10 of the team's most important players to new contracts. Barry Sanders, Benny Blades, Chris Spielman, Kevin Glover, Herman Moore, Willie Green, Tracy Hayworth, Jason Hanson, Tracy Scroggins, and Robert Porcher, all with championship experience. Free agent acquisitions include cornerback Robert Massey and linebacker Mike Johnson, both former Pro Bowlers. As defensive captain of the Browns, Johnson led Cleveland in tackles for 5 seasons. And Robert Massey made his mark in 1992 with a team record 3 interceptions for touchdowns, including 2 in a comeback win over the Redskins. And on the offensive side, the signing of former Tampa Bay tight end Ron Hall makes that position the strongest it's been in nearly a decade. The Lions' adept structuring of these deals put the team in a financial position to set its sights on the top free agent prize in the NFL, quarterback Scott Mitchell. And on February 21st, 1994, Scott Mitchell became a Lion. The signing clearly demonstrates the Lions' winning commitment. More and more, the Lions have the look of a winner and the character of a champion.
The thing that's always impressed me from the time I met Coach Fonts is that he was committed to me and he wanted me to come here. And you know, that was something, you know, he said, we're going to give it our best effort. And if we feel we have to come down there and talk to you and that's what it's going to take, we'll do that. You know, whatever it takes. I firmly believe he's committed to winning and going all the way, and he wants everyone who's around him to have that same commitment, and yes, that's a big reason why I'm here.
Scott, has he hugged you yet?
Has he hugged me? He hadn't stopped hugging me.
Hi, I'm Steve Sable. Well, as you've just seen, the Detroit Lions became NFC Central Division champions for the second time in 3 years. Sounds pretty good, until you remember that in each year they won, they played a weak schedule reserved for teams coming off last place finishes the year before. In 1992, after going 12-4, the Lions were handed a tough first place schedule, and they wound up back in last place at 6-10. So it appears that the Lions are only as good or bad as their schedule permits. Now this season, as defending champions, they'll face another difficult agenda. It remains to be seen whether or not the Lions can step up and win consistently against the better teams in the NFL.
The Lions seem to do well when they have a very weak schedule. And so it was nice. You'd have a good winning record, but you wouldn't really be progressing towards the ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl.
The Lions were always going to be one of those second echelon teams. Good team, but not going to be a Super Bowl champion unless they got a quarterback to take them to the next level. I think Wayne Fonts played quarterback roulette far too much last season. And the best thing that could have happened to the Lions is that they paid Scott Mitchell a huge bonus. So now it's almost essential that he be the quarterback?
My decision to come to Detroit, I felt like this was the best situation for me, and I felt like this was the best situation for my family. I think there's a lot of potential here to do some good things. They're committed to winning, and I want to be a part of that.
He's big, he's strong, he's got an accurate arm.
At 6'6" and 230 pounds, Mitchell has the size and strength at quarterback the Lions have lacked for 15 years.
Will Scott Mitchell be a really good quarterback? I think he definitely has a chance to be. And if he is that really good quarterback, that is what's going to determine whether the Lions can jump to that next level or not.
With Mitchell stepping into the role of leading man, the rest of the Lions' star-studded cast will have a better shot at a trip to Miami and the Super Bowl.
I think they need to appreciate what they have instead of always looking at what they don't have. They need to see that they've got Barry Sanders, who I think is the best running back in the league.
If you're this man and your team asked you to go 1 mile, you'll go 2, willing and able to go for 3.
I think he's better for the way he runs. I don't think there's anybody else who's ever run like him in the NFL.
I think Barry Sanders, anybody who has him on his team, has a chance to be a truly great team. No matter what the down and distance on offense, no matter what the offensive situation, that once or twice a game, Barry Sanders is going to do something that resuscitates the offense, that makes you go, wow.
Rodney Holman in motion to the right. Draw play to Barry Sanders. Looking for running room off the right. To the 20. Skips to the outside. 10, 5. And did he get in? Oh, yes, touchdown.
I think the only thing I'd do with Sanders, which they have said that they're going to do over the years, but they've never really followed through as much, I think I'd make him more of a pass catcher. I think that Sanders has the capacity to catch 60 or 65 balls without hurting his running concentration or what he means to that offense. And I think Wayne, over the years, Wayne Fonts has wanted to make him more of a pass-catching threat. I don't see any disadvantage at all with throwing him the ball 60 or 65 times a year versus trying to get the ball deeper to Perryman and Herman Moore.
Herman Moore is a very good wide receiver. They've got some really good weapons. Herman Moore, Perryman as receivers, Barry Sanders, they seem to have done a lot of things right.
With Eric Lynch and Derek Moore, the Lions have depth at the running back position for the first time in 5 years.
The Lions have spent money on the offensive line. They got Lomas Brown, who's old, but it doesn't seem to matter with offensive linemen. They've got Chris Spielman on defense. They have the Silverdome. They should be better than they are.
I think defensively, their front seven and specifically the linebacker core is their strongest element.
The Lions' defense went from 26th in the league to a 6th-place ranking in '93. And maintaining that position would help to ensure their 3rd NFC championship in 4 years. Hoping to remedy their greatest defensive weakness, their secondary, the Lions drafted 3 strong candidates to fill the need.
I think one of the things the Lions need is maybe fire in the belly. They need to feel that they are better than these teams that have beaten up on them in the NFC Central for so long. We're not quite the Bears. We're not quite Chicago. We don't have that tradition of the Green Bay Packers. We're not as dynamic as the Minnesota Vikings. We are better than Tampa Bay, but then so is everybody. I think they need to see themselves as being big shots. I think that'll help them get over the hump. Best case, I see them winning the NFC Central, but if the Bears happen to pull things together with the players they got through free agency, and the Lions falter, if Mitchell isn't the quarterback they thought he was, I could see them finishing fourth in the division.
I think the Lions have the capability, if Scott Mitchell plays well, to be an 11-5 team, even against a tougher schedule. I think if Mitchell doesn't play well, they're an 8-win team.
For Wayne Fonts, the question remains, will it be the quarterback, the team, or the schedule that will determine the fate of the '94 Lions?
Back in the 1950s, the Lions were guided by one of the most eccentric coaches in NFL history. He coached Detroit for just 6 seasons in the mid-1950s, and he won 3 world championships. His name, Buddy Parker. And he asked only that his players perform to their fullest on Sundays. And then he left the rest of the week up to them. But don't get the impression that Parker was an easygoing guy. Not so. Buddy could be the most volatile figure on a football field, and he was easily the most superstitious. His bizarre rituals earned him almost as much attention as the championships he brought to the Motor City. Here's Buddy Parker, a true NFL original.
Raymond Buddy Parker was one of the most successful coaches of his era. And yet today, his name and deeds are virtually forgotten. A puzzling predicament, considering how fascinating but complex this man was.
Buddy Parker, I'll say the greatest coach that I played for. I played with the Bears for 8 years. We had a pretty good coaching staff there, but I went over to Steelers, and I played 4 years over there, but the first year over there, Buddy Parker showed me more football in 1 year than I learned the whole 8 years with the Bears. Fantastic coach.
He won 3 NFL championships, which is pretty strong in anybody's league, and nobody seems to, Buddy's kind of lost in the shuffle, but he deserves better than he's been given, I certainly would think.
The native Texan began his football career as a journeyman halfback, then caught the coaching bug in his mid-30s. After several seasons as an assistant, Buddy took over an underachieving ball club in the Motor City. Detroit was a town on the move in 1951, and Buddy Parker followed that example by shipping athletes in and out on the Lions assembly line. He traded, sold, and swapped for his kind of football players. Youth was out, savvy and experience was in. Within 2 years, the Lions leaped from mediocrity to a world championship.
Buddy knew how to handle them. If you look back in 1952, out of 33 players, 28 of them were cast-offs. In other words, they were trades. Buddy Parker believed in the proven pro. He did not believe in a rookie. He always said, I don't know what a rookie can do, but I know what a proven player can do. And he would trade for players that he knew their ability. He always said, in professional football, you don't build for anything. You better have it today, or you won't be around long.
He was a veterans players coach in the sense that he pulled all of these people together from all these teams and made a championship team out of them with Bobby Lane as a quarterback. He let Bobby have a great deal of leeway with regard to how the offense was going to be run.
With Lane, Buddy Parker pioneered football's 2-minute drill, a strategy that fattened the victory column as well as the Lions' box office receipts. Parker's preference for veteran players meant he granted them plenty of latitude on and off the field. Curfews and bed checks were rare, and team rules were minimal. But when Buddy occasionally enforced those rules, he meant business, such as the time Parker caught Lane and several other late-night ne'er-do-wells red-handed.
Buddy was waiting for him on the field, and Buddy says, okay, start running. He made them run goalpost, goalpost to goalpost until their tongues were hanging out. He said, now get down on the goal line, he said, and roll 100 yards, and then roll back 100 yards. He said, now divide up and play leapfrog for 100 yards and play leapfrog for 100 yards back, until every one of those players was sick.
The only thing that made Buddy Parker sick was losing, and that drove him crazy.
He would go into kind of a rage, and he would do some funny things. Like first thing he'd do is cut his tie off, and cut his shoelaces off, and throw his watch against the wall.
I know one thing, and Harley Sewell and I both jumped inside of the John and hid, standing on the toilet seat holding the door, because he was going down the aisles firing this fella and firing another fella, and hell, we were hiding, because if he saw us, he didn't care who you were, he'd fire you.
Despite such occasional off-field outbursts, Parker was cool and calculating on Sunday afternoons. He guided the Lions to 3 Western Division crowns and 2 World Championships in the early 1950s.
We had success because of Buddy Parker. He was amazing. When we'd come up to a great team, he would absolutely coach us to perfection. He could get ready for Paul Brown and the Browns. It was really remarkable.
Parker was Cleveland's nemesis, beating them 7 straight times, including twice for the title. But fortune soon shifted for Detroit's enigmatic coach. The Lions began to slip, and Buddy and team ownership feuded, setting the stage for the most bizarre coaching exit in NFL history.
In 1957, there's a Meet the Lions banquet before every season, and Buddy Parker at that time was trying to get an extended contract, more so than the 1 year that they gave him. The directors of the Lions would not give him an extended contract. So Bob Reynolds stands up and says, we're going to invite the greatest professional football coach in the game up to talk to us. And here he is, Buddy Parker. Buddy got to the microphone and said, I quit, and sat down. And Bob Reynolds got back up and said, well, okay, Buddy, you know, we've had our joke, that's okay. Come on up here now and give us a few stories. So Buddy says, no, damn it, I told you I quit, I mean it.
If the Lions didn't want Buddy, there were other teams who did. In just a few weeks, Parker reemerged as coach of the NFL's version of the Foreign Legion, the woeful Pittsburgh Steelers.
Buddy came over to Pittsburgh, and they had a saying, you know, keep your bags packed and your belly full, because those buses run all the time, and you may be on the next one. And I was the #1 draft choice, and I kept my bags packed because, you know, you just had that feeling. You didn't know what Buddy Parker was going to do.
Buddy Parker was a very unusual guy. For example, we came back one night from an exhibition loss, and he cut the entire team. He said, you're all cut. I want you to clear out. You're bums, you're out of here. And then he was so upset, he had the trainer come in and bandage his hands because he was going to go and fight us in the hallways.
Buddy Parker was a very superstitious man. He believed in luck, and that had a lot to do with things. He wouldn't let you put a hat on his bed. After every loss, he'd cut his shoelaces and his tie off. He wouldn't stay in any room that had number 13 or any numerical equivalent of 13.
One time he came into the meeting and announced that we had entirely too many injuries. And because of that, he was closing the training table down. There would be no trainer for the week. He didn't want anybody getting any treatment, no ankles taped, nothing, because we were all sissies and we were all faking injuries, and therefore he was sending the doctor home and the trainers home. Amazingly, all those guys who had been sort of nursing these nagging type injuries, you know, a slight hamstring pull or a little bit bad ankle, they were out there giving it 100%. He was a psychologist. He would use this negativism to get us in a mindset where we could perform the way he wanted us to.
His game plan was to perfection. And he knew he won some games in Pittsburgh with some people that he wasn't supposed to beat. I mean, some games he wasn't supposed to win. But we always beat the Giants one game when they were at their best. And we certainly didn't have the material in Pittsburgh.
Under Parker, the snoozing Steelers awoke. and became contenders, winning more games than any Pittsburgh club until the dynasty teams of the 1970s.
He had a great philosophy, which if I was a coach, I would have the same philosophy. He says, I don't care what you do, how you do it, what you do off the field. He says, as long as you produce for me in practice and during the game, he said, that's all I want, which is right.
Parker revived struggling Detroit and Pittsburgh franchises and made them winners. He pioneered strategies that are commonplace today. But he was also a creature of contradictions, whom few ever really knew. It's what makes Buddy Parker perhaps the most puzzling, yet compelling coach the game will ever see.